Hey guys, it's Kim Jong-spoon. Welcome back to World of Tanks Blitz. In today's episode, I'm going to be telling you my first impressions of the Tier 8 American medium tank, the T69. Now this is on the American light tank line, so this is the tank after you get the T71. And if you guys have seen the T71 video, you understand how much I love the T71. It was so good. It's fast, it punches hard, it has incredible spotting mechanics. And so when I got this tank, I was really excited for another autoloader, perhaps with a little bit more armor. But I have to say I'm disappointed. The T69 is okay. I would classify it as like an alright tank. Like, there's nothing like really bad about it. There's nothing that makes me hate playing it. It's just that it's not a very good tank. Like, everything's really kind of mediocre about it. I can talk about some of the stats on it right now, but really, it's kind of an all-around mediocre tank. I mean, the gun, it's okay. We don't hit a lot of shots. The penetration is pretty bad. So the gun that I have right now, the 90mm T178, has 173 mils of pen. We bounced off of the ISU. Like, it's an ISU. How do we do that? And then its accuracy is even worse. .346 is not good accuracy. Its aim time is 2.7 seconds. That's not that good. I mean, the aim time's okay, I guess, but, like, I'd expect a better gun, especially after the T71. Like, right here, we get the kill on him, but we should have had that kill way earlier if the gun just had better characteristics. The mobility is okay. I mean, we're going 27 kph. Like, that's not that good. We managed to pen a Borsig. Like, if we hadn't penned that Borsig, I would have been very disappointed, but, like, it's not fast enough to be competitive in the medium tank area. And because it's an autoloader, if you bounce shots, you're screwed. So I have this LTTB, and I can't deal with him. Like, there's not a whole lot I can do against this guy, because after I unload my clip, I'm done. Like, I can't fight him anymore. So if this thing had more shells in its autoloader, maybe like 4 or 5 shells, it would be competitive, because you could just assassinate people. But because it only does 600 burst damage with a clip, like, you can't do a whole lot. And that's unfortunate, because this tank had so much potential after the T71. The turret oscillates, so when you're going hull down, when you're looking down, you have no more effective turret armor than you do when you're just looking anywhere else. So it makes it pretty easy to pen. But the turret's not the worst part about this tank. The worst part about this tank is just the mediocre everything. So mobility, 20 kph backwards on flat ground. Like, I can do that in an E75. Like, why is this a medium tank? And yeah, it gets going fast when it's going downhill, but like, you don't have the gun depression to shoot people because it's an oscillating turret. You don't have the burst damage to kill people, and the reload is just long enough that you can easily die from not very intelligent players. So in this game, I'm the last guy left with an 047 against an STA-1, and I missed that shot, so I only have one shot left. So against this STA-1, I only get to do 200 some odd damage, 215 damage. That ram was a mistake, because now he can put one shot into me, and if he had high roll, he would have killed me here. But luckily, I'm still alive, and now I'm sitting on the 6-second reload. Like, I can't help my friend on a 6-second reload. So I'm just sitting back here, and luckily this STA-1 makes the mistake of just backing up so I can shoot him. And, you know, he wasn't showing his frontal arm or anything to that 047, so we managed to win that game, but it's so frustrating after playing the T71 and getting this. I mean, its horsepower to ton ratio just isn't that good. Mobility-wise, it's 34 tons with a 600 horsepower engine. The BTSV is 13 tons with a 515 horsepower engine. So this thing is not maneuverable. Like, look how slow we're going here. It's so frustrating having played the T71 and having ground out this thing, and then it's a mediocre tank. The one good thing I see about this tank is its maneuverability, in the sense that it has almost 60 degrees per second traverse on its hull. The problem is its turret is only 46, so you can turn faster than your turret can compensate. So you run into a lot of problems when you're like trying to circle someone or get around to someone's rear, where you just, like, your turret can't keep up. Right now we're having this engagement between this Panther and the Centurion and the rest of my team. I'm not worried about losing this one, but like the problem here is like I could do so much damage, but after I do 600 damage, I'm sitting here on a 13-second reload. Like, I can't help my team right now. I can't get more damage. If I was in any other tier 8 medium, like a Panther 2, we just roll around the corner and start punching these guys. But I had to sit on my reload before I could do that. And the only other thing that I see with this tank that's a problem is the ammo rack. It gets damaged so much. It's so frustrating. And it's not a problem that, like, you get ammo racked a lot. It's just that it gets damaged, so your reload goes from 13 seconds to, like, 30 seconds. And you have to use that repair kit. And because it's an autoloader, you don't even get adrenaline. Like, my favorite consumable, you can't use it on this tank, so you can't just adren someone and punish them. So your choices of consumables on this tank, you can get, obviously, the multi-purpose restoration pack, you can get the regular repair kit, you could get a first aid kit, but, like, I don't see my crew members getting injured a lot. And when you use those two, like, I'm using the multi-purpose restoration pack, the repair kit, and then engine boost. Like, I don't, like, maybe an automatic fire extinguisher is better, but I've only been set on fire, like, 3 times in this thing. So, like, there just isn't another good choice of consumable. And now that I've missed that shot again, 13.5-second reload. Like, it's a constant grind. And especially when your team needs you the most, sometimes you can't help them. So, I don't know. For an autoloader, it's not autoloader enough for me to feel like I can assassinate people. The Batchat on PC has enough shells where you can just roll around the corner and kill someone easily. But this thing, luckily, this Borsig is on low enough HP that I can kill him. But if he wasn't, we would have had serious problems. Because let's say he was on 800 HP, I could not have killed him. Like, that's not possible. He would have rolled around the corner and shotgunned me, and I would be dead. This thing, it just needs something. Like, I do okay in it. It's just, like, my average damage is 1,500. So is Seb's. Like, you don't do a whole lot of damage in this thing. We win this game by capping. Like, how lame is that? Like, in any other medium, I would have felt more comfortable fighting this IS-3, but I have to run away from him right now. So, whatever. A stupid finish to the game, but luckily we got the win, and that was one of the highest damage games I did. So that was 2,200 damage, 3rd class. People obviously do pretty well in this, and I've had like 4,000 damage games in this tank, but it's so frustrating. Like, to sit through the reload and do 600 damage. That's like a third of someone's HP. Like, congrats. If I'm going to sit through, like, a long reload, I want to be able to just, boom, take someone's health away. You know, it's like a Death Star, but half of the time you bounce 2 of your shots, so you only do 200 damage. So basically, to sum it all up, first impressions of this tank is not very favorable. With the T71, I was happy to do the grind. Like, Seb and I would sit down and we'd say, we're going to grind the T71, and we kept it because it was so much fun to do it. But now with this thing, it's like, I just want to do the ×2 or the ×3 or the ×5 and then just get it over with as soon as possible. I'm thinking about using free XP to get the T54A1. I didn't think about the T71 because the T71 is just so much fun. Like, this, it's not fast enough to be fun. It doesn't do enough damage to be fun. It's not brokenly OP enough to be fun. Like, those are the 3 things that make a tank fun for me. Like, the Death Star is fun because you ruin people's day with its damage. The T71 is fun because you can just zoom around the map and kill people. This thing is just like, it's kind of fun to do 600 damage, but in this tier 9 game, like, that's not enough. That's not enough damage to make it worthwhile. Maybe if the shells reloaded faster, like, it's a 3-second reload in between each shot, which makes it hard to just pop around a corner and punch someone before they can see you. Like, you only have to do 3 of those 2 wait times, but still, that's long enough where someone can turn their turret and hit you. Like, this T54, if he had rolled around the corner and I was able to just go boom, 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 I would have been able to kill this guy. But I can't because I don't have enough damage in there. And then, of course, the penetration's not very good. So, let's look at the penetration on this thing. And against tier 8s and tier 7s, I really don't see any problem. But against tier 9s, you're going to have some serious issues with penetration. So, this is the 90mm. This is the best gun you can get on this tank. 173 mils of pen with AP. 250 with heat, and that's just not enough. Like, 170 is just not enough to be able to consistently pen people in these tier 9 games. So the 170,000 XP that you need to get the T54E1, it's going to be a hard grind. Like, it's not going to be very fun. And especially because, like, the T54E1 has so many very expensive modules that you're either going to need to stack up free XP, buy free XP, or grind that one out. So you're going to start out with the same 90mm gun on a tier 9. Like, that's going to be awful, really. And then it's 43,000 XP to get the 105mm for the T54E1. And that still only has 3 shells. Like, it's just not enough to make it worthwhile for me. I mean, even the T57 Heavy, like, I expected to be able to do 1,600 burst damage. Like, that's what I walked in expecting. But you can only do 1,200. And you're probably going to bounce one of your shots. So, expect to only do maybe 800 burst damage. So, I don't know. I'm just frustrated having spent so much time grinding out this tank, and then it's this. The T54E1, 43,000 for the best gun, and then 25,000 for the best engine, but it's 10 horsepower on the best engine. 10 more horsepower than the engine you get on the T69. So, I don't know. First impressions of the T69, not very favorable. It's mediocre. I see no problems with it. It's just not good at anything. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be updating you with some more tanks. I'll play some fun tanks, like I have some games in the BTSV to show you. I'm going to do another video on the Jagdtiger 88, and I have some more Death Star gameplay coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. If you guys want to see some more T69 gameplay, I can show it, just none of it's that good. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more.